I used to be fat. I used to be disgusting. I used to have so much cellulite, it actually hurt to see myself in swimsuits. I used to have a muffin top so big my jeans would leave a crease on my skin for hours after I took them off. I used to have thighs so thick it was hard for me to even fathom they were mine. I had this sick desire to get rid of my legs altogether, only if I could just rip them off. The self-loathing was so rich that I used to dig my nails into those soft, cellulite thighs and scratch as deep as I could, and I would bare my teeth and look in the mirror and scream under my breath so my parents, roommates, people in the dressing room next to me wouldn't hear, "You fat fuck. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you." I never drew blood. I never wanted to hurt myself as much as I just wanted me to know how genuinely fat I was. I wanted to make sure there was no doubt in my mind I was disgusting. It started the summer before 5th grade. I developed early, got my period when I was 10. I remember standing in the kitchen in front of my mother and her saying to me, "Oh my God, you have hips." And another time, "Kristen, I'm sorry you inherited our bad genes." She herself refused to go to the beach without shorts to cover her swimsuit because according to her, no one wants to see this. I couldn't fit into my best friend's jeans after that summer. We had always been mirror images of each other. People could barely tell us apart. Same hair, same height, same size. Then I got big. And I started living in the understanding that I had bad genes. This started my obsession with food. This food will make you fat. This food will make you skinny. But if you eat too much of it, it will still make you fat. And the running ticker in my head was always planning what I would eat next, or how I could avoid eating altogether. Once in high school, I lost a few pounds because I got a job that I went to straight after class. I just didn't eat. Maybe applesauce for breakfast, as little as I could manage for lunch. Then I stood on my feet for 8 hours and went home to bed. I got skinny, my ass was flat, my hips were smaller, and I was happy. I was also hungry. It didn't take long for me to start eating again. In college, I felt like everyone around me had a perfect body, and I was just the gross friend. We ate a lot of shit, pizza every night, Wendy's and McDonald's for lunch, and everyone else's metabolism seemed to breeze through it. I thought if I worked out, something would change, but I never looked any better. When I entered the professional world, I would spend almost half my day obsessing about my next meals. I would count calories, I would eat a cookie, and then spend the rest of the day thinking about how I could get rid of those calories. I would stress if a day went by when I couldn't make it to the gym. I rode this vicious cycle of starvation, binging, guilt. I even puked a few times. Now, I stand in front of you comfortable in my clothes. I'm not afraid of the woman that I see when I look in the mirror. I don't look down and hate anything. So what did it? What was the cure? It wasn't a diet. It wasn't a pill. It wasn't working out. It wasn't actually losing any weight. A million little things, some from the outside, some from the inside, undid the lie I had invented in my head that I was overweight and repulsive. I discovered my guilt around food had more to do with how I was feeling than the food itself, and that the numbers on the scale were nothing more than numbers. I hung out with women who carried themselves so freely they were beyond sexy, even though their thighs were bigger than mine. I stood naked in my kitchen in Brooklyn with my 3 best friends, and we told each other how much we loved each other's bodies. I started agreeing with men when they told me I was sexy. A bunch of rap songs came out about fat asses, and suddenly my body type was in style. This world is fickle. I started eating what I wanted when I wanted, and I stopped feeling guilty about it. I started doing yoga and appreciating my body for what it could do for me. I began trusting that my body knows how to be a body. At the store I worked at in New York, I watched woman after woman come out of the fitting room and find something to criticize immediately. They would stand in front of the mirror and say, "Oh, I can't wear this. It shows my belly. Oh my God, look at this fat on my arm. Can you see my back fat in this?" It didn't matter what they looked like or how fit they were. They had to find something to hate rather than something to love. Now, I realize this horrific practice of self-hatred is passed around like a disease spurred on by the patriarchal insistence that a woman's value is in her figure. And if you think that is history, take a look at some of the quotes by America's president-elect. I realized that the girl standing in the kitchen in her swimsuit right before 5th grade had simply gotten hips before her peers, and her mother's words were just shock that her little girl was already growing to a woman. Recently, I asked her why she had always insisted on telling me I had bad genes. And she said she never wanted me to think it was my fault if I had cellulite or wasn't as thin as I wanted to be. Her words were well-meaning, but they were words based on her own fear, which transmuted into my fear. I wish I could have said when my mother refused to go to the beach without shorts to cover her swimsuit, "Fuck what the people at the beach want to see. What your 10-year-old daughter needs to see is a woman who stands proudly in her skin, who doesn't equate imperfections to embarrassments, who is more interested in having fun with her daughter than what the people on the fucking beach are thinking about." How much pain could have been avoided had I not been infected with the self-loathing disease? How much pain could be avoided if we stopped spreading it? The truth is, I never lost any weight. My perception of the reflection in the mirror is what changed. Now when I look in the mirror, I see what is really there. A woman who has boobs and hips and thighs just like any other woman. What I lost was the shit in my mind. Fuck the word fat. I am beautiful, you are beautiful, we are beautiful. Woo!